What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's show. We'll be talking about the IEM Chicago 2019 contest that's coming up on Thursday of this week. Consists of 8 teams split into 2 groups. Group A is Team Liquid, G2, MIBR, and MV. Group B is Vitality, ENCE, Renegades, and Heroic. And the format is a group stage, double elimination. Each group has 4 teams. The group stage will be based off of the ESL CSGO. Okay, so there you go, the world rankings. So this one they confirmed it's based off rankings. It's not just a random draw.
Okay.
Unlike the minor that we were discussing. All matches are best of 3, which makes a lot of sense.
Thank goodness.
I like to see that,
Yeah.
not just one random best of 1. And the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the playoffs. So a pretty standard tournament format with 2 groups. Round robin, top 2 advance in semifinals and finals. So, again, I'm going to have the first pick when it comes to the draft order. It will be me, then Aaron, then Nick, and then Justin, because Justin was the winner. As you guys saw, I had to have the disgusting, slurpy combination of Doritos, fish, burger, and 3 really sugary drinks. I honestly would have rather done any other challenge than that. That was so gross. I can't begin to describe how hard it took me to... Once I swallowed it and it was down, it was okay. But each time I swallowed... once I swallowed, it was an immediate gag. Immediate.
I think just from the smell.
Oh,
what a gag, too. Oh.
So bad. But anyways, I'd like to go through some of the news for this upcoming tournament. So we do have, believe it or not, 3 of the top 5 teams in this tournament with Liquid, ENCE, and Vitality. And actually, you have the top 2 teams right now in Liquid and Vitality. Kind of crazy when you think about it, that Vitality and ENCE, who just came on the scene in 2019 realistically, are now in the top 5. And I know we spoke about this in an earlier podcast, or an earlier show, but it's crazy to see that the top teams right now are those who are playing a lot of CS rather than taking breaks. You're not seeing Na'Vi. We're not seeing Astralis, so you don't know what to expect from them anymore. You don't know, are they going to come in form? What are they doing on their off time, right? So, and I don't know why they're not playing in these events. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a big question I'd like an answer to.
Oh, absolutely. So, one thing that we can confirm is that... Oh, sorry. So, as of right now, we still have Zeus standing in for MIBR. Now, that can change because today is only... What's the date today? The 15th?
15th.
So, the tournament doesn't start until the 18th, which is on Thursday. So, a lot can change from today with regards to players on MIBR. So, they could pick up a stand-in over Zeus. Because that does realistically change your drafting if you're going to think about taking any MIBR guys. But
realistically, are you thinking about taking any MIBR guys? I hope not.
Yeah.
Probably not in this, because I'm going to... When you look at Group A, I think Team Liquid comes out first. I think second place is going to be determined between G2 and MIBR. And I think, based off the rankings, I think it's fairly... I think what you see is what's going to come out of the group.
Yeah,
you can tell it's based off the rankings.
Yeah.
So, but again, I think MIBR could slowly creep in there somehow. They could steal. Here's the thing, though. They're not best of 1s. They're all playing best of. They're all playing best of 3s. So yeah, you might be able to take 1 map, but can you take 2? That's the big thing. So it basically comes down to, if you're thinking about taking an MIBR, can MIBR take 2 maps against G2? I think they can.
Really?
It's tough, though.
Oh.
It's going to be tough because they have Zeus standing in. That's the only
new
thing.
roster.
And you saw in the last tournament, people were kind of they were going after Zeus, right? They were kind of bullying.
Yeah,
him.
wherever
they found out he was, they were going to go after him.
Yep. So that's Group A. I have Liquid G2 coming out of there. What do you guys have?
Same thing.
Yep.
But
Me too.
it's definitely close with MIBR.
MIBR will be I think it'll be a toss-up between whoever wins G2 and MIBR game. I think moves on. Group B, again, Vitality and ENCE, I don't see Renegades coming through.
Could be a little bit close, just between ENCE and Renegades, just because ENCE, they've kind of been falling off. We haven't really seen them performing as they should be, and Renegades maybe just coming off last pro with a shitty performance. Maybe they're gonna come here and step it up.
If you asked me Renegades from 2 months ago, I would say Renegades have a great chance of beating ENCE when they're at their top form. But as of late, especially with the last Blast Pro performance, it's tough. I definitely would take ENCE over Renegades in this case.
Yeah. To me, that's the safe pick, and I'm always kind of easy for ENCE, so I'm going to go with my ENCE boys. But this is maybe the tournament I would say, okay, maybe Renegades will have a shot here taking out ENCE, just because ENCE has been on that downward slope.
See, I I personally don't think Renegades. I think if it was a best of one, Renegades would have a shot. But I think in a best of three, you don't know what form ENCE is going to be in because we've seen them have some sloppy CS in the last couple of events that they've attended.
And they haven't played consistently.
It has not been consistent. So, but if the ENCE that shows up that has that potential of being extremely good shows up, I don't think Renegades has a chance. Obviously, I don't think Heroic has any chance at all. It's weird to see. I'd like to go back. I think they did a qualifier for IEM Chicago, and that's how some of these teams made it. And then you have invites. I'd like to go back and take a look at that. I know they did. I'm pretty sure they did a qualifier.
Yeah, there's a North American qualifier and the European.
Yeah, so I want to see. So obviously, Envy probably won the NA qualifier.
Envy won the NA.
Oh yeah,
Heroic
you can see.
Won the European qualifier.
Yeah, they won the GG.bet Invitational, and then the other 3 teams were invited. Which, if I'm looking at ESL, Liquid, MIBR, Renegades, do you invite them over? What why not?
How long ago were they invited?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say.
If it was a few months ago, I would say yes, because that was when they were, I think, 5th or 6th in the world.
I would invite NRG before Renegades. If you want to have the best talent there.
Yeah, then you would obviously go down 1, 2, 3, 4. But
like I said, when were they invited? Because if they were invited 2 months ago, that Renegades were crushing big teams.
Probably a month and a half to 2 months ago.
That was when they were beating some big time
What's
teams.
Renegades ranked right now?
I think 15. But like I said, they were ranked 6th a few months ago.
16.
Yeah, so 20th of June, Renegades were announced that they were coming in.
Yeah.
That's when they confirmed. So who knows? I mean, they could have put invitations out to a lot of different teams, and they waited for their responses before they sent them out to Renegades. They could have asked.
This is all who they got because Australia said no, and Navi said no, and
It's interesting. If I look at the top 10, I want to see the rankings right now. So you've got Liquid there, you got Vitality there, you have ENCE there. Both NRG and FaZe are in North America. Well, because they were at the Blast Pro. NRG is a North American team. They easily could have gone to Chicago if they were invited, right? And FaZe, why not FaZe?
Yeah, why not?
They could have gone too, but at the same time, at FaZe, they're all from EU. They could have said, I want to go home before the major.
Well, they went Cologne straight to Blast Pro.
That's true.
That's tough. That's tough travel, right? You kind of want to take a break before Masters begin.
Yeah. So I think NIP wasn't NIP originally going to come to this?
Force was going to come, and then they had visa issues, so then Heroic stood in for them, too.
So Heroic came in instead of NIP?
No, Force.
Oh, Forza.
Forza. Yeah, Forza was going to be in it, and then they had visa issues, so then Heroic took over for them.
Okay. Well, with that being said, so I think we can all predict the top 4 teams who are going to advance. So I think you're going to see, I personally think ENCE finishes first place over Vitality.
Really?
So I think you're going to see ENCE. It would be really awesome. I'll just say this. It would be wicked to watch Vitality versus G2 semifinals.
Get the French fight, Battle for France.
Because
I would see ENCE winning though.
I think ENCE finishes in first, and you're going to see Liquid versus Vitality, and then G2 versus ENCE. That's the semis. Yeah. But it would be wicked to watch Vitality versus G2, just because basically almost every guy on Vitality was cut from either was Envy before, but was G2 or Envy, and didn't have a team, and now they're the second ranked team in the world, and G2's never been that high before, right? So I would love to see that matchup, just to see. Honestly, that's a huge rivalry. I know a lot of them are friends, but that would be a huge matchup, especially for Vitality.
I would love to see a ZywOo versus Kenny S off. That would be so much. Those are two of the best operas, probably top 3 operas in the world.
ZywOo is a top 2 player in the world just overall right now. Not if you don't look at his opping capabilities, you still got everything. He's simple, right? Where Kenny is opera, and that's it.
But once you give him the op,
he's the best opera in the world. Yeah. There's no one even close, I don't think.
Exactly. So that's why I would love to see an op battle versus ZywOo versus
It would
Kenny.
be cool. It'd be really cool to see those two match up in the semifinals.
And for the longest time now, it's been G2 have been the French team, right? Yeah. If they're in any tournament, they're always representing France. So now they're kind of fighting for that.
But they've been the French team who's never done anything.
Yeah.
They've never done anything.
They won the duo. that duo tournament.
That's
a few
it. When
years
they had
ago.
that duo tournament, they had Kenny and Shocks, and that was it. That's the only thing that they've really accomplished.
Yeah.
But since then, they've had all this hype. They were always in the top 10, but can never do anything of significance.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I think round robin it's going to be a give me with the top 4 teams. I mean, I think it's self-explanatory. I think the only maybe upset you could call it would be MIBR making it over G2. But I think you're going to see those top 4 teams, and then going into the semifinals, if all works out, we should see a Team Liquid, where, in my opinion, versus Vitality and Ends versus G2. I don't know if you guys have the same thing.
I think Vitality's going to finish first, so I think you're going to end up
You'll see the French
are going
derby.
to battle each other.
You'll have I would love to see the French derby. Honestly, I would love to.
That'd
watch
be cool,
that.
and then the Liquid Ents game would be really fun to watch too.
Both those games would be a lot of fun to watch.
I think a Liquid Ents semifinals is much better than a Liquid Vitality semifinals.
Well, depending on what team comes to play, I think Ents. If the Ents of early 2019 comes to this tournament, then I think the best finals matchup you could get would be Ents versus Liquid. I don't Vitality maybe, but I still don't. Even though Vitality is the second ranked team in the world right now, I don't see them as the team that's capable of beating Liquid in a best of 3 series.
So do you see if they meet up in the semifinals, who wins, Vitality or G2? Vitality.
Yeah,
2 or 3 maps.
2. I think Vitality, not only are they playing very good CS right now, but I think Vitality has a chip on their shoulder, like I was saying, because they've all been cut by G2. Either cut or snubbed by G2 at some point. Like, you go through the team, let's go through their list. Apex, right, he came from G2, got cut.
Yeah.
MBK was on G2, got cut. RPK was on G2 before they did the whole... Remember they combined the best players from MV and G2?
Yeah.
They combined them. RPK was on G2 before that with Scream and NBK and those guys, got cut, right?
Scream kind of hasn't made a comeback since then, eh?
No,
he was a headshot master.
Yeah, he's on a new team right now, but you don't know. It could be he's a very good player, but it could be just personality, right? No one wants to play with him if he's got a big ego.
Do you know a team that Scream plays for right now?
Yeah, I do actually.
Remember?
Yeah, he's known as the headshot.
It's on.
master.
It's a new. It's like a.
so
It's a semi new team, that organization that was formed. Let me just tell you. Gamer Legion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Team Gamer Legion, and he just joined there. That's the thing. He's been all over the place now.
Yeah.
Since he left G2, got cut from G2. So it was in the shape. When did they do the changes?
2016.
Late 2016 was his last time with G2. Then all the guys who got cut from G2 and Envy didn't make that roster. He ended up going to Envy, so he played with Envy after G2, and then from there, let's see where he was. He didn't play in 2017 or in 2018, actually.
You say that makes sense.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so he didn't play in any of those. He kind of played in sub-tournaments, like subbed in here and there, but this, with Gamer Legion, is his first time he's back on a true organization.
I loved watching him when I was a kid.
He's the one-tap god, right?
Yeah, he's a headshot god.
What is it?
Headshot god?
They talk about my one-taps.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
That's
right.
it. That's
Holy crap.
the saying. It comes from him. They talk about my one-taps. So, anyways, yeah. So, I digress. Going back to Team Vitality, and I guess you could say with Zaiwu, I mean, he is young, so I don't even know if he's ever been on G2's radar, but I guess you could say he was snubbed by never having an opportunity to get picked up by G2.
Can you imagine?
Right?
A Kenny S. Zaiwu 1-2 punch?
Because before Vitality came out, G2 did the pickup of Jax and...
Lucky.
Is it Omnic? Yeah, they have Omnic there now.
I thought it was Lucky
G2?
that they picked
So,
up.
oh no, and then they went Omnic, then they went to Lucky.
Yeah.
So now it's Jax and Lucky, and they went with Jax, and Jax is supposed to be their young and up-and-coming guy, right?
So what is it? Is Kenny, Shocks, Jax, Lucky, Body? Or is Body out?
No, Body got benched, I'm pretty sure.
Amanek.
It's Omnic now, right? Yeah, it's Shocks, Kenny, Lucky, Jax, Omnic, and Body got benched. So if you look at Zaiwu, like there's 3 players that have played for G2, and then Zaiwu, who I guess you could say got snubbed. Alex never played at all, but those 3 guys, and 4, if you include Zaiwu being French and just understanding the entirety of the rivalry, I guess you could say, they have something to play with. I think not only do they play extremely well, I think they come out and beat G2 2-0, and these guys are going to play unbelievable. Because I still think for some reason G2 And when I say G2, it's basically Kenny S and Shocks, because they're the two guys that are running that team. Because
Yeah.
you could say Body, but Body never seemed like he was that player that was going to be the guy who called any shots.
He had like here and there tournaments. Like I can't remember which tournament it was. But the three of them, like Shocks, Body, and Kenny S, they went off.
Yeah.
It was every once in a while.
But at the end of the day, they always say G2 is Shocks' team. And I guess you could say it's Kenny S now. Kenny was always on NBA, and then the whole thing, they wanted to have Kenny and Shocks play together. But since they've come together, they cannot find anything to get going. No rhythm, no groove, nothing. And they've been through so many different iterations of that lineup on G2. And Vitality forms their team. It looks like there's no egos. It looks like they've come together. And they, in less than, 6 months, they're the number 2 team in the world.
So,
Yeah.
you did.
I hope, I would love to see that matchup in the
That'd be fun.
semifinals.
That'd
That
be
would be
really fun
awesome
to
to
watch.
watch the French Derby. So, anyways, I think it's pretty self-explanatory with the top 4 teams going into the semifinals. And then at that point, I think the only favorite, in my opinion, to make it directly to the finals, although it's not going to be easy, it would be Team Liquid. But again, in the semis, they got to play either ENCE or Vitality.
I would say the first place
They're
from
playing a top 5 team.
First place from Group B has an easier path with
Yes.
G2
Yeah.
than Liquid. No matter what you're playing, ENCE or Vitality right away. Tough.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Do you think that in the finals, Liquid could lose to Vitality?
Oh yeah, I do.
I think
Mark
that
probably won't
no.
say
I think there's a better odds that they lose to ENCE than lose to Vitality.
I agree.
Really?
I think that they could 2-0 Vitality pretty easily. I think they can go 2-1 either way with ENCE.
Well, I'm only saying that simply because Liquid just beat Vitality in a grand finals, right?
Very decisively.
in Cologne.
Decisively,
Yeah, and it was
too.
easy.
true.
Like, it wasn't close.
I think that the difference is that yes, Vitality is good, but they're kind of shallow when you look at it. Like it drops, like the skill level drops off after Zywoo, maybe MBK, and then the other three are here and there. Apex, Alex, and RPK are here
Yeah.
and there. Whereas Liquid is 5-star players every single 1 through 5, right?
It's true. I would say even speaking from Vitality, like I would say Apex and Alex and Amanek are usually top 10 fantasy performers. So obviously, yeah, not a great stack as compared to Liquid. I would say 5 for Liquid as opposed to 3 versus Vitality. So, but and like we said in the Blast Pro with how Liquid won that one, they were just dominant force. I don't think they're going to see that kind of same play with Vitality, because Vitality also just losing to Liquid in the grand final, they're going to have something to prove. And especially like you said, with the rivalry of G2 and Vitality there, I think Vitality really wants to prove that they're number 1 and it's their chance to do it here. So I think we're going to see them shine.
Almost $1 million won in prize this year alone for Vitality.
Wow,
in basically 6
Halfway
months.
through the year, yeah.
They're winning.
In
They're
6
winning.
months. In 6 months they've
That's
done that.
pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. And obviously the big chunk comes when they won the ECS Season 7 against Furia. They won 2-0. They won $225,000 in prizes. But they've been fairly consistent. They finished. They won CS Summit. And they actually beat Liquid at
they
CS Summit. 2-0 them. So I guess you could say right now they're tied. But Liquid did beat them in a best of 5 series, right, at Cologne, which is, I guess, more understand or more. It says more to the capabilities of Liquid than it does to Vitality at a best of 3. Because they had to beat Vitality three times on 3 maps, right? So I think that'll be at the back of the heads of Vitality if that ends up being the finals, right?
100%.
So one interesting thing, I didn't know this, but Alex, the non-French speaking player the only non-speaking French speaking player for Vitality is their in-game leader.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
And he played really well as an IGL too.
Yeah,
Good
very
player,
well.
yeah.
He's always top 10.
Okay, so going
Get
on to
into
the
it.
draft, we'll get right into it. So we're going to be doing the IEM Chicago All Tournament Draft on EliteDuels.com. It's an $8 entry fee, over $2,300 in prizes, which starts Thursday. So
Whoa, we already got 50 people already too.
yes, so Tier 1, Zywoo, Elige, Naf, and Twist.
That's tough.
This is very tough.
Yeah.
But look at
Look at Zywoo's.
Look at the fantasy points.
Yeah.
The average fantasy points. So right now, Zywoo is the highest ranked player in this tournament. He averages 151.5 fantasy points per contest. The next closest is NAF with 76.1, and the only reason why NAF's a little bit higher is because he just had a really good tournament at the Blast Pro Series, so his average has gone up a little bit. For me, I'm stuck between Twist and Zaiwu, but I'm gonna go with Zaiwu simply because of what he's done in the last like 2 events.
Points,
crazy amount of points. Yeah, I'll be going with Zaiwu.
I think all of us are probably gonna be going Zaiwu here.
I don't know.
I'm going Zaiwu right now.
I think there's gonna be someone take
well.
Twist.
Zaiwu.
Oh, never mind. So
you have to. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
Twist is unbelievable, but Zaiwu just.
Yeah.
So the problem with Twist is that, well, like I said, Zaiwu always has to be at the top fragger for Vitality, so he always has the best fantasy points in that team. Whereas Twist, if Stewie or Nitro or Elige or Naf go off for one game, it's like, all right, well, I can be the secondary, right?
Yeah, true.
There's not as much of an incentive.
crazy. That's absolutely insane when you look at. Maybe I have to go check what Simples is, but I don't think Simples is that high
No,
when
he's
it
not
comes
that
to the average.
And honestly, what I'm hoping for is that Vitality ends up in that loser bracket and they have to go through there. That's what I would like to see.
No, I don't think they will. I don't think there is a loser bracket.
No,
I
it's,
think
There's not?
it's just
no,
a crossover.
it's just a
we
round
had straight
robin.
through, eh?
It's just a round robin.
Round
Everyone
robin,
plays
it's
each
just
other
a
once.
crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the top two just go straight to the
Top
playoffs,
two
eh?
straight to semis, and
Straight
that's
to
it.
semis? Okay.
All right.
So going back to Justin for Tier 2, so the players in Tier 2 are Fallen, JKS, Blame, Sergey, Jacom, Kenny S, Alu, and Fur.
This one I'm going with what I think is going to be a safe pick for fantasy points. It's going to be Kenny S.
Well, we all know how much I love Kenny S, the Kenny S. So yes, I am taking Kenny S as my number 2.
I got Sergey here.
Yeah,
That was a close pick for me. I wanted Sergey as well. But
I'll be honest, I was not even. There's no factor in my mind for Kenny S. He was not even
Really?
somebody I was looking to pick here. For me, I was looking at either Sergey or Alu.
I look at the
I
teams
can't-
when
I'm
I'm
just afraid
picking.
of their performance.
I can't turn my back
Yeah.
on the Kenny S. I pick him every single tournament I
Yeah,
can.
I just think
I'm afraid Ents is going to flop.
he lets you down so much though. Like, yeah, he has that capabilities, but there's so many times it's not just him. It's not just him. It's just G2 in general.
Yeah.
Do you think they can make it to the grand finals of this event?
Nope.
I don't think they have to though,
Yeah, they'll
because
get to the semis.
I
They'll
think
get
that
to the
cause I
semis.
think that no matter
You're
what,
okay with just him getting to the semis.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. But I think that they're going to finish second and have to face Liquid, and that's a wall that Ents is going to like run into,
Well,
right?
Ents. We're the thing is G2 does not have to play Liquid in the semifinals. That's the
Exactly.
thing.
That's
So
kinda
I guess
why-
they do have the ability to beat Ents and Vitality. I still don't think they're favored in that match, regardless. But
But they have a better chance.
They have a better chance
Yeah.
than if they were to play Liquid. Yes.
Exactly.
So they have a chance of getting to the finals. Aaron, you said you're taking Sergey.
Yep.
I'm torn between Sergey and Alu, and I'm actually going to pick Alu.
Same team.
And
Interesting.
going into Tier 3, the picks for Tier 3 are, and I get the first pick here, is Sonic, Sonic, Stewie, Ariel, Shox, Nitro, Alex, NBK, and Omnic.
So many
Man,
good ones.
that
So
is
many good
tough.
ones. Yeah.
You know what's tough? It's tough for me here because I could just stick and play high risk, high reward, and maybe Liquid doesn't make it to the grand finals because I could just go with Vitality and Ents players. But I don't think I can.
Did you say Liquid not making it to the grand
Yeah,
final?
yeah. That's what. Well, right now I have Vitality. I have Zaiwu and Alu. Right. So if they have the ability to meet in the finals.
Yeah.
Right. I could just keep drafting those players, but I don't think I can.
No.
I think in this spot I got to take either Stewie or Nitro, and based off, and it sucks because Ariel's there, like
I know.
Alex, NBK. This is a great.
Even
But
Amanek.
now,
Shox.
I'm gonna Shox is there too.
Shox,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Shocks, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Stewie.
See, I had Stewie picked, but I think I'm gonna go with Nitro. I think just having Stewie as an entry fragger, it's really scary sometimes.
Yes.
You know, with
Hit or
him being
miss.
able to go.
It's hit or miss, but look
He
at
did-
when he hits.
His
Look
last,
at the
what I mean.
blast.
his last two,
off,
his
but-
last two tournaments have been big.
He went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went off.
Like,
he,
I'm
he
looking
was on
at
fire.
Cologne, and Nitro actually finished with 26 more points.
Yeah, more than
Yeah.
Stewie. I know.
For
So,
Cologne,
But I
yeah.
find
Yeah.
like Nitro only really can get those extra frags if it's like kind of like B teams. If it's like, you know, if they're playing Liquid or whatever, it's going to be, you know, impossible for Nitro to pull
Well,
off a
round
a high
robin.
game.
round robin, in my opinion, the favor has to go to Stewie, right? Against MIBR and Envy for entry
you
frag.
can get those entry frags,
Yeah.
and then you can maybe get 2, honestly.
Yeah. So for me, if I'm taking Stewie, you got to go. Okay, I have to hope that he goes off in the round robins, has very good games, and then just keeps a solid average in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna stay with Nitro.
All right. Well, and I am going Stewie for the reasons that we just mentioned.
Yeah, I'm with Stewie as well.
Okay, so then going to your forwards, back to Justin. You've got Apex, Jax, Lucas, Nifty, Android, Esitag, RPK, and X7.
So I like Jax just because I picked Kenny. I also like RPK, and I like X7. But I love Apex. I'm going with Apex.
See, I keep taking the same guys as Justin, and I have my team pre-built, so now...
Are we both getting shot together? Oh, you get the same fives?
Oh, my God. So I might have to change it up here just so I don't have the exact same team.
Well, I could change my tier.
No.
Because you're a Kenny fan.
No.
I know.
No changing. If you guys lose together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both
Go
are
down
doing the
together.
ice bath. You get in that bath together.
I think that's what makes it worse. I think it's worse than the ice bath.
We use each other's body heat in the bath.
Would you rather freeze to death or cuddle up with a dude?
All right, well, now that he said that, I'm going to take RPK.
I would rather just Titanic myself right now and just sink down.
Yeah, I'm taking RPK.
It's like, bro, we can stay alive longer if we just cuddle. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll go down.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with Apex here.
I'm down.
Nick, who did you take?
RPK.
RPK.
So we have Apex, RPK, Apex, and I'm stuck between RPK and X7, and I think I want a little bit of Ents on my team. Although X7 he's been rough lately, but their group is a lot weaker than like Group B. With it's just really realistically Vitality Ents. I'm not worried about Renegades or Heroic. I think those are probably going to be 2-0s, maybe a 2-1 against Renegades.
And ideally, X7 should get all your points in the group stage and then just level out.
Yeah, so I'm going to go X7 for my tier 4. I get to go first again in tier 5, and this is always the hard. I have to say, this has to be the hardest.
There's one guy that stands out, I think.
Well, I think everyone's going to see Alexei B, but I don't know. But I'll read through here, and the picks are Stavin, Fugly, Freiberg, Nato Sphinx, Lucky, Liaz, Psalm, Alexei B, AZR, Gratisfaction, Taco, and Zeus. Just so everyone knows, Zeus is the coach for MIBR. He's standing in because they've benched Coldzera. As everyone knows, Coldzera no longer wants to play for MIBR. So Zeus's rating is a 0.75, and this is his first contest, so we have really no fantasy rating for him.
But he did well.
I should be top performer.
Yeah, imagine. So for me, I'm looking at... I'm going to go away from what you guys think I'm going to do, and I'm going to pick Lucky.
Interesting pick. Yeah, I'm going with my safe guy, and I love him to death. Alexei.
I'm going same thing, yeah.
Alexei?
My God, if I take Alexa, there's only going to be a one-player difference between
I've done it with Justin before.
Justin and I.
And you'd actually not believe how far of a gap there was between us. One player makes a big difference.
Look at or it could be a big difference in my case.
Takes off for one of us, and then it'll change.
The only reason why I lost is because I drafted Cirque over NAF.
I have a relatively different team from all you guys.
About that.
But yeah, I think because Ents is going to finish second, they're going to run into a wall with Liquid.
Not a lot of Liquid players taken here, by the way.
Well, because the three of them are in one, and two of them are in the other two.
Stewie, the only Liquid player that was drafted.
Yeah.
No, I got...
he took Nitro.
You took Nitro instead.
Yeah. You had Lige, Naf, and Twist in tier 1 with Zaiwu.
Because of this, I think that G2 has a better chance of moving to the finals than Ents does, so I'm going to take Lucky.
Yeah. Good call.
All right, so my team is Zaiwu, Alu. That's weird that those are the back-to-back players. So Zaiwu, Alu, Stewie, or I could say Stu, X7, and Lucky.
We have nobody together, which is actually...
You don't have one...
Not one player.
Really?
Oh, sorry, was
Interesting.
Zaiwu, but all the other four are separate.
Everyone had Zaiwu, so other than that...
Well, I guess, you don't have to really read off your tier 1 if you just go with tier 2. Everyone
always has the same tier 1.
My tier 2 is Kenny S, tier 3, Stewie 2K, then Apex, and Alexei B.
Kenny S, Stewie, RPK, Lucky.
I got Surge, Nitro, Apex, and Alexei.
Wow, so no NAF, no Twist, no Elige, because they're all in tier 1 with
Give her to Zaiwu when you can pick him.
Yeah, then it would be who's
then
who. You're all over the place.
Or maybe Twist.
I'd take Twist.
Twist, probably, yeah.
Actually, maybe even a leash.
I like a leash. I'm
freedom,
biased
okay.
towards a leash.
But this is interesting, man. So only two, so either Stewie or Nitro were drafted in this. None of the top 3 players from Liquid were taken, and we all assumed Liquid's going to win this.
Yeah.
I think it's only because we're afraid that Zaiwu goes off and you don't get
And
those
the other
points,
guys get the
and then
points.
you're
Yeah.
stuck behind.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why you do it. It's kind of similar to the Nico pick from the Blast Pro series. It's like, if I don't take him and he
Yeah.
gets all those points, then 3 of them have significantly more points than I do, which is what ended up happening on tier 1, but tier 3 for me when Naf went
Yeah.
off and I didn't have him. So
Because usually I like to have like 3, like ideally I like to have 3 Liquid, 3 Vitality. That would be my...
I only have 1 Liquid. I went 1 Liquid, 2 Ents, 1 Vitality, 1 G2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm spread out here.
Yeah.
The most I can get in the finals is 4 players.
The most I can get is 3. If Vitality makes it, 'cause I have Zaiwu.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
2 Vitality. No, 2 Vitality, 2 G2.
So I could get 4.
I can only get
But it
3.
would have to be G2 beats Ents and Vitality beats Liquid.
Which is probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
No.
that's
Probably.
2 underdogs.
Wow.
This is going to be
It'll be interesting to watch. This is what a week for CS
Yeah,
here, and
yeah.
like not just CS in general, but just for esports in general.
And
Like
what's scary, too, I don't know if it's going to be close between us or if like super far apart. Like,
you never know. Like you never know. That's the thing with fantasy esports and fantasy CS:GO, like or in just fantasy in general. Like you go in confident almost every single time, and then something happens. You go, how did I lose? You don't want to get like I'm sure none of us here sitting here going, I want to take an ice bath or get shot in the back. So you're gonna make sure you draft and you're confident with your draft. But then something happens and you might be sitting here drinking disgusting Slurpee. Like
exactly.
it's weird. It's crazy how fantasy.
Like you can also
works
take it
out.
too as like a risk. Like okay, like I want to go for a win of the whole thing, or it's like okay, well like I could just pick this guy though, and maybe that'll secure me past Nick.
Yeah, well,
Our point is to not win.
it's
It's
like
just
a-
not.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the thing
tougher.
here. When you're doing a draft like this, like if I was going to win, I'd be taking way more risk.
Yeah.
I'd be stacking teams.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would want to try to get as many players from one team that I could.
Right.
And just take a huge risk, and that's basically how you win, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's either you do very well or you do very poorly. In this case, it's
Yeah, we have a whole different thing that
you're
we're playing
safer.
for.
You're
Yeah.
playing. You're more safe. You don't want to take as much risk,
Yeah,
right?
You just don't want to lose.
That- that's
That's
exactly
basically
it.
it.
Yeah.
Like if realistically, if I wanted to try to win this event, I probably wouldn't have. If I went with Zaiwu, I would have tried to take all Vitality players
Yeah,
behind
for
him
sure.
and just stick with
well,
that.
I mean, I got Apex.
Yeah, you've got 2 Vitality players, but
But
if
I
you're looking to win the top prize for this, you're not probably taking Kenny.
Yeah.
As.
I wouldn't have.
right?
Well, I would still.
I
take
would have
Kenny.
taken Alu. Alu would be my safe pick, but I want Kenny Espy just because I want that kind of shock.
Like the
points.
smart thing, you're going to be trying to predict, okay, semifinals, and then who's potentially moving to the finals,
Yeah.
right?
Finals, like
So you're
what?
probably not going to. You wouldn't have Vitality and Ents players, right? Because they can't meet up.
Yeah. Right.
They could technically meet up in the finals, I guess.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
no,
they
they
can.
can't. Can
Yeah,
they?
they can.
Yeah, they can,
cross
'cause they
over.
cross
can.
over.
Yeah, they can.
Right. So I guess then you have to try to predict who's in the semis, and then from there who's in the finals, and then pick players for both of those
You
teams
actually
only.
you actually be
Yeah.
smarter to take like teams from the same pool, because then you know that they can't meet each other until they get back to the finals.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Right.
last pick was.
Yeah. So if
My
you
last
go
one was
Vitality Ents,
If you went full Vitality, you know,
and hope they play in the finals.
hope they both meet in the finals.
Yeah.
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 That would be the goal.
Yeah, that was my last one. I got super lucky with that one. FaZe and Liquid. I
Yeah.
had 3 Liquid and 2 FaZe guys.
What
And
what
5
you
players.
what you don't want to do is split. Like you would want, like you said, Nick, take 2 teams from Group A and stack, or 2 teams from Group B and stack.
Yeah.
You don't want to split and say take half Team Liquid and say half Team Ents, because there's a possibility
That they run into
that
each
they
other.
run into each other in
Semis. Yeah.
semifinals,
Yeah.
and then you lose half
You
your
could
players.
basically shoot yourself in the foot.
Exactly. So the strategy is much different, and maybe after this we'll see. Maybe after this draft going forward, we'll do a internal draft to play against each other, and then do a second draft if
To
you're
try to
trying to
win
win it all,
Yeah.
right? Because that for me that changes drastically what I'd be
Yeah,
doing.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I'd be taking more risk, but maybe that's the thing I do moving forward.
Yeah.
Like I may take more risk and win more, but I'll probably lose more too.
Yeah, exactly. That's the scary part because you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
So you try to pick safe, and that's probably why you see when we do these drafts how close our teams are. Like it's basically the same players, but just in different combinations for everybody. So, what I'm excited for this week and weekend, it's going to be busy. A lot of CS going on. This is probably maybe we'll do one more podcast before the week is over. Maybe we'll do like a midway podcast to see how the minors going and stuff. But if not, the next podcast will be next Monday, which is what date is that? We're going to be in the 20s at that point already of July.
23rd? No.
Is it the 23rd?
22nd or 23rd? One of the two.
22nd.
22nd?
22nd. So the next one will be July 22nd, and that's when we're going to recap both the minors. We'll talk about the EU minor. We'll talk about all the minors because the NA minor is going on as well.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that and touch base. The only reason why we didn't really talk about the NA minor is because there's not really that big of teams that are going to that.
Uh-huh.
Like it's NA. Like NA's already weak as it stands. There's not that many
It's
teams.
top heavy.
You probably just watch the highlights.
NA's very top heavy.
Yeah, like
whereas
if
EU is
we
deep.
did the draft for that, it would be very tough. Cause I'll just briefly touch because EU and NA minors are happening at the same time, and then next week is the Asia minors and CIS minors. So next week we'll have to talk about the Asia. We'll probably run probably a contest for both of those at the same time. Like we'll combine them into one draft.
That'd be fun.
Which would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that. But going back to the NA minors, or I guess they say America's minors, which is crazy to look. But that's why Energy's not in Chicago. They're in the minor.
That. Okay, that makes sense.
So you've got Energy, Sharks, Singularity, Team 1, E-United, Furia, INTZ, and Luminosity. So
Yeah, I'd like to pick some energy and Furia guys off that.
yeah. And you know what's crazy is that this should be weighted, right? So there should be less teams that come in from NA than there should be EU. For example, like we just said, potentially Big, Fnatic, or North are out.
Yeah, a team
Right.
like E-United, Singularity, or Sharks.
Yeah, like we're going to assume NRG and Furia are going to be the two for sure teams
Yeah.
qualifying, which is fine. They deserve it. But E-United, INTZ, Luminosity, are those teams that realistically should be over North or over a Big?
To put into perspective, E-United is ranked 34th, and I think Big is like 20 seats ahead of them, right? Like 20 spots ahead of them in the
So there you
standings,
go.
right? They're a team that beat Astralis on a map,
Yeah, they did.
right? And if you told me E-United beat Astralis, I would say, what dimension are you living in? Because you're definitely not living in ours.
Okay, so let's see. So NRG and Furia are both top 10 teams.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think we can all live with that. They should be there. You got Mel Sports, who's ranked 11th. Okay, they're qualifying. You got North, who's ranked 10th. You got Fnatic, who's ranked 13th. Those are three teams that are in the top 20 that have to qualify. And then you've got what's Big. Big is ranked 27th, right? And then I don't even think the other teams are. I don't see. I have to go see that.
And then let's say here, Crazy is 18th, Ancient is 23rd, and Sprout is 21st.
So even they're better than all the NA teams.
They're better than every single other NA team that's going to qualify. Not qualify, but they're going to go to the next. They'll have another opportunity to qualify. They won't be out of the entire major.
From that one Blast Pro tournament, Cloud9 went up 281 spots.
They're ranked 20th around.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I just saw that too. Plus 281. That's, again, they made to the semifinals. They continue to do that. I mean, okay, so after watching them play, would you rank them over Sprout, Gamer Legion, Ancient, Wendigo?
I would rank them ahead of Tricked, Crazy, and Optic.
Okay, would you have them ranked over Big?
No, just because we haven't really seen
I
them.
still have them over Big.
No,
Really?
I think Big beats them any day.
Big beats Cloud9?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You think?
Oh, yeah.
Big's got too much skill. Cloud9.
I don't know.
Gabi, Tabs and Xantares alone. Who's going to...
Tabs
Okay,
is huge.
10's and automatic, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then after that, Gabi.
Tizian. Gabi's are IGL.
Tizian's not that good.
Gabi's way better than Daps from IGL perspective.
From IGL perspective, sure, but I would take
Kusta and Mixwell over Tizian and Dennis.
Oh, Tizian. I take Tizian over Kusta. It's a toss-up, maybe.
I take Dennis.
It's a toss-up, but I take Tabson and Xantares are both better than Tens and Automatic at this point. And they not only are we looking at individual skill, but look at as a team. Big has been that basically main core for like 4 years, with the exception of Xantares.
And they've been playing Astralis, Liquid, Navi, all with that roster. They know how to compete.
Wow, Wendigo made some big changes, eh?
Well, yeah,
I'm stumbling at Wendigo now.
Yeah, Calix. Well, Calix is another player from Space Soldiers who went to Wendigo.
Make sure you guys submit your drafts.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I submitted mine.
I'm in, yep. So, anyways, so much CS. There's going to be a lot to talk about next week. Not only have to go through the qualifiers, and we'll talk about Chicago, and then the following qualifiers that are next week. But next week, Saturday, Sunday is when the Fortnite World Cup is going to be, and we'll be doing our Fortnite-specific only podcast next week. So we'll probably do like a podcast Monday to talk about the everything of CS that happened over the weekend. We'll probably do obviously whoever loses is going to have to do the challenges, and then potentially do our drafts for the next minors. And then maybe we'll probably do a draft or a discussion. Probably do a discussion like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. Fortnite. But we'll definitely have to split the Fortnite into 2 parts, unless we do a really, really long podcast.
Yeah.
But it'd be super long.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll touch base on every player that's at the World
No,
Cup.
only,
Just not enough
only
time.
the top
Be here
names.
for 10 hours.
We'll probably go through each tier and talk about 5 to 10 players or 5 to 10 duos in each tier.
Players that we all individually like, and for
Yeah.
whatever reasons.
We'll talk about that, and I think we should have just an overall bigger discussion on esports, and we'll talk BR, but specifically esports and Fortnite, and probably have a little bit of a debate on that one too. So
that'd be nice.
I think it's a discussion to be had. It's been tossed around a lot lately, but we'll have that discussion, and that'll definitely be coming next week. So anyways, a lot of CS coming this week. We're excited to watch it and see how everything works out for our fantasy teams. If we don't do another podcast this week, I guess we'll be back and talk to you guys on July 22nd to do our roundup on all the CS going on this week, and you'll be watching a loser get in an ice cold tub and take a shot in the back from an airsoft gun. So anyways, talk to you guys later. Peace.
Are you a gamer looking for something more than just playing? Introducing EliteDuels, the world's first skill-based daily fantasy esports platform that allows you to make your own fantasy esport team, cheer your favorite professional gamer, earn fantasy points, and win real cash. You can choose and enter a contest for games like Fortnite, CSGO, Rocket League, and Rainbow Six Siege. Simply enter a contest, select 5 players, 1 from each tier, to fill out your fantasy team, and start cheering. Sounds amazing, right? Visit www.eliteduels.com and start drafting.